Hello! How do you feel after you read that blog about optimism and changing your perspective about the world? I know I feel pretty good about writing it and after writing it. If you don't know me, my name is Emmery. I have been working and living in the sustainability realm for quite a few years now. I've learned in this process that having an optimistic view of the world can really help you to move forward while you're trying to create a more sustainable world for everyone. The reason why I started thinking about optimism was because I myself started to feel very down about the state of the world and the way that we are currently living. It really feels like we can't make any change because everything is so much bigger than we are as an individual. But that's just simply not the case. If you change the way that you see the problems and the way that you see the world, and you decide that you want to be a little bit more optimistic about it, you'll find that your perspective changes so much, and you start to see all the amazing things that people are doing for sustainability and all the amazing things that people are doing to advance a more sustainable future. Instead of just seeing, okay, the only possible future that we have is a terrible one. We're never going to see anything positive happen, when the truth is that there are people making that sustainable future happen, and they're making it happen today, and they're making it happen now. And if you take on a more positive approach, you might even be able to join those things that those people are doing or start your own projects. And that's not to say that there's anything wrong with feeling despair. Negative emotions are not something that we should reject outright, because they definitely help us as well. But when it comes to sustainability, I know several sustainability champions who start to just feel like what they're doing is not helping, when it is helping. And so I wanted to offer 5 ways that you can increase your optimism and that you can flex your optimism muscle. And the first one is to read this book right here. It's called The Future We Choose. It is written by 2 of the people who worked on the Paris Climate Accord. And they found that without optimism, they couldn't have made that accord happen. It really wouldn't have been possible. So I would highly recommend that book. It is amazing. It's by Christiana Figueres and Tom Rivett-Carnac. Definitely check that book out. And the second tip is to just stay updated on all the latest climate victories. For as much bad news as there is out there, there's good news too. The problem is it just doesn't get very many clicks. You have to go seeking it out yourself, and that's totally fine because it's there. Be on the lookout for the good news because it's definitely there. And the third thing is volunteer with AZSA. Working alongside AZSA, which is a project-based sustainability nonprofit, is going to make you feel so much better. It's going to make you feel like you are doing something, because you are. You are doing something. They have tree plantings and things that make you feel like there's hope for the future, and that you are working to make it happen in our local community in Arizona as well, which really helps. And the third thing, I would highly recommend participating in a future visioning activity. And you can do this with the people that you love, the people that you care about, your friends, your family, because we spend a lot of time talking about and thinking about what is the worst case scenario when it comes to our future, when in reality we should be thinking about what's the best case scenario. Because if you think about the best case scenario, you can actually do something. You can actually start working with that person, working with your friend, working with your mom, your aunt, your uncle, your brother, working with AZSA to make that bright future that you have in your vision happen, as opposed to thinking about the future's gonna be terrible, we're going to have issues with climate change and hurricanes and wildfires, and we're just not gonna be okay. No one's gonna be okay. it's not going to be a productive way to advance into the future. So I would highly recommend doing a future visioning activity. Talk about whatever your most hopeful vision for the future is and see if there are any similarities between your stories. And if there are similarities, you can work with that person to start making those things happen. So highly recommended. And the last thing is just plant a garden. It'll help you to believe in tomorrow.